One comment that I often get from people, usually on my videos, is, well, I don't even know how to sew on a button. So today I'm going to show you how to sew on a button. It's not that hard, and you should know how to do it for sure. So first thing is, obviously, you're going to identify the button that you need to replace. There's that loose button. And what you want to do is remove any remaining threads that are still left on the shirt. You will always be able to tell where the button is supposed to go, and you're going to put it right back in the same spot. But you want to pull out all of those loose threads first before you start to reattach the button. Now you want to get a hand sewing needle, and you will need some thread, obviously. Matching thread would be best, but that is the needle, and I'm going to show you how to thread that. Let me just come back in here for a minute. Understand that I'm just going to show you the way I sew on a button. There are other ways to do it. Obviously, if you have a sewing machine, you can do this on a sewing machine. I'm not doing that. Most people who have one button are going to just do it by hand because it's easy. So I'm just showing you my way, how I'm going to go about putting a button on a shirt that's come off. Now I'm going to unspool about 18 to 24 inches, which I know seems like a lot, but I am going to double the thread in the needle. That is actually going to help to keep the stitches secure, so hopefully the button won't come off again. And make sure you have some good sharp scissors to cut the thread, because otherwise it frays and it's going to be really hard to thread that needle. Now, this is a needle threader. They come in kits, like sewing kits, things like that, or you can buy them separately. You will put the metal end through the eye of the needle, and then you put the thread through the metal tip of the needle threader, and you'll pull it through, and that is what will thread your sewing needle. Now that you've got your needle threaded, you want to put a knot at the end. I roll mine around my index finger, and I'm doing this with both threads. Roll it around the index finger and then slide it off and pull the ends, which forms the knot, and that is a good secure knot for this purpose. Now you want to grab your button and your threaded needle, and you're going to start from the underside of the shirt. That way all of the kind of messy threads and the knots will be on the wrong side of the shirt, not on the right side where the button is. And at this point, I push the needle up where the old button used to be, push the needle up through that hole there, and I will slide the button on actually through the needle at the top, and I will sew diagonally, because most buttons, shirt buttons, are going to have 4 holes. I start diagonally and just keep going. I'll do this 3 or 4 times in one direction diagonally, and then I'll do the same thing 3 or 4 times the other direction diagonally, and that is what will keep the button secure. Now, once you've done all of that, then it's time to make the knot. I just make a circle basically and pull the thread through the stitches at the back of the button, and that forms a knot. You could do this a couple of times to really knot it and make sure that it stays, but that's easy, and that's what I do. And then it's time to put a knot again so that I can do the same process in the opposite direction. So now you're just doing the same process, just diagonally in the opposite direction, basically, is what I do. And yeah, you just do that 3 or 4 more times. You'll also make sure to put a knot at the back of the button again. That way, those threads won't come loose. And that is basically going to be it. That's the whole process. So basically, that's it. I wanted to just do a quick video to show you the basics of putting a button on. Like I said, this is just how I do it. There are other ways, I am sure. So if you know of another way, go do it that way. But if you know of another way, you wouldn't be telling me you didn't know how to do it, right? So anyway, I just wanted to share at least one way of putting on a button. Like I said, most of the time when you have a button that's loose, it's actually loose. It's like literally hanging on by a thread. So, you can take that, put it aside so you don't lose it, and then you can reattach it when you have time. But yeah, your basics that you would need are, of course, your thread, a hand sewing needle, thread, scissors, a needle threader if you want to use something like this. I have these. Like I said, I very rarely use them, but I did want to show you all how to use one in case you needed it. But basically, that is it. Please, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Also, go ahead, hit like, subscribe to my channel. My name is Denise, by the way, and this is Sewlimitless. So I appreciate your time. Thank you all for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.